Welcome to the Gratitude and Attitude Podcast, an organic and sometimes hilarious ongoing conversation between two soul sisters who have a lot of gratitude and sometimes a little bit of attitude. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Gratitude and Attitude Podcast. I'm Pri.
I'm Nan.
And we want to welcome you today and thank you for joining us today. Today's topic is going to be self-care is the best ROI.
Yes.
And for anybody, like I probably wouldn't know, but ROI stands for return on investment, which means whatever you put into it, you will get way more back than what you started with. And I wanted to tell you a story, though, and it's so weird how this works. Well, it's just crazy that yesterday I was at Pilates. So remember the last time we podcasted, I was talking about my Pilates instructor and how she was like, she had a hard time saying no. Yeah, and work and stuff. And so we're talking before she ever knew what we were podcasting about today. I said, hey, how are you doing? She goes, remember when we talked about me not being able to say no? I said, yeah. She goes, I changed that. I'm no longer going an hour away to help people and they miss me, but they're okay.
Yeah, they're surviving.
And I said, see, they're fine. So I said, well, how are you doing now? And she goes, I just turned 40. And she said, and I feel like I don't care for myself enough. Wasn't that crazy timing?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Right? I mean, like good timing. I mean, in the sense of this podcast.
Right. And she said, I just do so much for my husband, for my kids, for my family. And I just turned 40. I want to do something different. And I said, well, guess what? We are podcasting on self-care being the best ROI. And I explained the ROI to her. And then also as a part of self-care, it's about finding peace from within. And that self-care leads to that peace. So I just thought that was an interesting, crazy timing.
That's good. But I wonder, is she talking about professionally? Because you may lose a Pilates instructor. She wants to change.
She wasn't. She was actually talking about herself.
Okay, yeah. No.
And you know what? Yeah. And we'll get into it when we talk about ways, like your best ideas for self-care, my go-tos for self-care. But not that we're both the experts at self-care, but we've learned along the way how critical it is. And me more recently than you, because of my work and everything that I did. But she talked about wanting to find really good friends that are at the same stage of life that she's in, in her 40s.
Yeah, it's hard to find. Just not to interrupt you, but it's very hard to find good friends later in life too. It's not as easy.
It is
because it's not like all your friends are grandfathered in from when you were younger. So finding friends at a later time in life, it's not as easy.
Right.
I mean, friends that you really are close with and really connect. I'm not saying it doesn't happen because I have done it, but it's different,
That's and you know what? That's exactly what she said.
It is, yeah.
I said, well, do you have friends? Because she's moved kind of more recently, I think in the last year or so, she's moved to where she lives. And she said, I have some friends, but they're younger than me. Yeah. They're not at the same place.
Yeah, it's hard.
And you know what she said? She said, I really want to grow. She wanted to find friends that were in a growth mode. Also, that wanted to grow, that wanted to change and evolve. And she said that, some of her friends are 30, 35. They're really not quite there yet, even though they have kids like she does. The kids thing actually adds in like a whole component.
Oh, yeah.
Not just on the self-care side, but also on the friend side.
What you have in common, your kids are smaller, you're doing the same things together. Yeah. A lot of people become good friends, from going on to baseball tournaments and, doing all that travel ball stuff. And it's when your kids are doing the same thing as your friends' kids, it makes things a lot easier because you're living kind of like that same, you're in that same spot of life, so.
Yeah. So what were your opening thoughts on self-care being the best ROI?
Well, I feel like, so this is what I have down. So self-care is the practice of taking deliberate actions to maintain and improve one's physical, mental, and emotional well-being.
Yeah.
Life is so fast, right?
Yes.
Like we forget to do that, and it's hard.
Is that AI or Chat GPT?
Part of it, but part of it's my notes.
Okay. Oh, good.
But, we neglect to take care of ourselves because we get so busy.
You're right.
So I just did the what was it?
Chat GPT.
Just a little bit, just to kind of help me out. But then I just cross things out and put my own words in it. But
yeah, you're the ultimate original.
It's fantastic.
Chat GPT.
My son was like, Mom, you should use that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to give it a try.
I just loaded it myself and I was like,
it's amazing.
This seems incredibly complicated, and it's
not. It's so
complicated
easy
at all.
And then I'm like, well, where does all my notes go? Where does all that stuff go? It stays there.
I didn't find where you can find on the app.
Once you start another conversation, just scroll up. It's all there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you did the conversation.
Yeah.
I did the actual search.
What, like when you talked into it?
Yeah, when I talked into it, it wasn't a conversation. It was just like ChatGPT search.
Yeah, that's what I did. But then it saves everything.
Oh, you know what? I'll scroll and see
it's
what's on
the
there.
same thing. Go back and you'll see. My daughter-in-law was telling me, because I'm like, where is it? She goes, oh, it's just like you're having a conversation, and it stays like a
you're
text
texting back and forth. I will tell you, I picked the guy with the English accent.
I could be wrong. Just say it.
I'm not even checking.
Let's check it later.
That's the irrelevant part.
You picked him? I didn't pick anybody.
You can pick a voice.
Does anybody have an Australian voice?
There's one that's English, but that might not work for you.
I can't understand it sometimes. Australian, I have no problem.
Which is the craziest part, because it's harder to understand than English.
Maybe because I like it better.
Maybe. But back to self-care.
So self-care is really important because it really helps you be the best like you can be, because it helps bring you back to that point. Because I think we get so wrapped up in life and we're so busy and we forget. And sometimes self-care could be very simple things. It doesn't have to be lavish. I think
expensive.
I think sometimes people think, well, I can't afford to get a massage and we're not just saying that. Like, yes, that's amazing if you can do it, if you enjoy massages. But self-care could just be quiet moments to yourself.
It's so true.
It doesn't, it could be very, very simple. And even if it's, in the middle of the day where you just take 5 minutes to sit down and just breathe, pray, whatever, just kind of like brings you down. Bring it down, yeah. Because life is just so busy and we get so wrapped up in just everyday things. I mean, I like to do a lot of quiet time. It's really important for me. And
so when you say quiet time, just for everybody's, like edification.
Yeah.
What do you mean by quiet time when you say you do quiet time?
That's me spending time with God. Yeah. Like that's my quiet time. And it's important to me because it helps me start my day.
Yeah.
I feel very, my day feels complete when I start my day that way. If I don't feel complete. Like as my day goes on, I'm very, very like uneasy.
Yeah.
So it's important for me, that I do that. And the quiet time for me is reading my Bible, reading, devotionals, whatever. I need it.
Yeah.
Like it definitely keeps me, level headed.
Yeah.
Also, but I do like quiet. I mean, for me, self-care is just, I enjoy like getting massages. I enjoy all those things. I will put them all up there. I love to, exercise is important for me as you know, I've said that 1,000 times for my mental well-being. Self-care for me too is, my therapy. Yeah. That's big for me in self-care. And just, I guess too, not even like putting myself out there so much. I think like limiting what I do.
Yes.
Not overextending myself is self-care to me.
Yes.
There's so many ways that you can.
And that is absolutely free.
Right.
So I love that you mentioned that not doing some things is self-care. That's kind of a biggie.
Yeah, like saying no to something or not extending yourself, not spreading yourself thin.
That's so good.
Yeah, because sometimes, and that can just be, because I think there's different phases of self-care. It could be emotional, physical, all
spiritual, mental,
right. Yeah. What about you?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're doing this because there's something profoundly positive about taking a step back and saying, okay, how do I become a healthier person, a more serene person, a more peaceful person?
Right.
And so, of course, I love statistics.
Oh, yes.
And I
think everyone is going to learn that about you.
I love learning something new 100% of the time. Every day.
Hey, you can do all the hard work and I'll just learn from it.
I can't use my glasses.
Put them like this. Put them up that way.
No, I don't think I can.
Like this way.
No.
Let me do it for you.
No, do not do it for me. You will hurt me. I'm going to have
Would you like me to read it for you?
No, but I can read it. Yeah, I'm going to because can you believe it? I actually really need readers now.
I don't need them.
I do, but now that you've said you don't need them, guess what? Murphy's Law is going to happen and you're going to need them.
I don't need them yet. I can't
believe you're rubbing it in like that, but especially because I can't use my glasses.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just terrible. Okay, everybody.
Maybe we'll get you a magnifying glass.
I'm going.
Big magnifying glass.
Just for that, at our next podcast, I am going to use a magnifying. I'm going to read in super slow-mo, though. I'll be like, self-care, because it only fits one word in the magnifying glass.
It's okay. I offered to read for you, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I actually found a bunch of surveys. One was from 2000, and it was in Ipsos.com. And it was a study of 1,000 women. And the woman who ran the study, her name was Alice Domar, and she was the director of the Harvard Institute, the director of the Mind Body Center for Women's Health at Harvard University. So pretty smart lady. And they did they surveyed women, and they talked about what the woman's attitude was about self-care. And it said 80% of women in 2000, 25 years ago, 80% of women knew that self-care is beneficial for you. That it wasn't some like woo-woo, like,
Yeah, it's not just cosmetically, not cosmetically, but, just...
Well, it's not a shallow surface thing.
It's not right.
Or even like a fad or a trend.
Right. Yeah.
Even then, 80% of those women recognize the value of their own self-care. Yet, at that time, only a third of them, 33% of those 1,000 women that they surveyed, spent 30 minutes or more on self-care a day.
Only 33%?
Only 33% spent even 30. So that means that 66% spent not even 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's because when we have kids, we always buddy first. Front. Your husband, your kids, or whatever.
Yep. Then after the pandemic in 2020, people realized the value of it, and they started spending a little more time and energy. And there was, as recently as 2023, a huge survey of 2,000 men and women. And it's called it was done by a company called Talker Research, and it was for Woodhouse Spas, which is some big spa company. And then as recently as 2025, May 6th, 2025, that
was just the other day.
It was. There was a huge survey, and it was posted in the New York Post. And it said, it had all kinds of information on self-care and what it means. But the bottom line is people are spending a little more time on self-care. They're spending women spend about $1,000 a year on self-care, right? If you think about that, more women probably buy themselves a cup of Starbucks coffee a day and spend more than $1,000 a year
easy.
On Starbucks than they do on themselves.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, what's our current status? We don't care enough about our own self-care, which leads to peace, inner peace, like a quiet space in your soul, because we're so busy running. Yeah. So that was like the initial information that I got.
That's good.
Yeah, it was it's always so illuminating when you see like numbers and statistics that support what you kind of feel might be the issue.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, a lot of people. That's 3 surveys. What's interesting is most of the surveys were commissioned by like spa companies or like the one in 2000 was commissioned by Times Limited, which has those really nice creams and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them in like fancy stores?
The name of it's Times Limited?
Yeah. Times
I don't think
Limited.
so. Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah. So I have, and they're like, it's almost like Caswell Massey. It's like, like fancy soaps and creams and stuff. So anyway, here is one standout on that survey was women without children, which is me, are 10 times more likely to care for themselves. 10 times more likely to do self-care than women without children.
That seems low. I would think
10 times?
I would think it would be way more because you don't have that responsibility of children.
Right. But it's 10 times more. So you had, kids. I had none.
Yeah.
I would be 10 times more likely to do something for myself
for yourself.
than you would. Yeah. And it kind of makes sense. But then you think about it and I'm like, even for me, it wasn't kids. It was my work. I really sacrificed a huge amount for my work of self-care. Now I'm very dialed in because I'm not working full time. But this podcast is for people who are working, who have kids, every different kind of, segment that we can think of. Self-care still really matters.
Well, that kind of, if you think about it, because you just said that, because I'm thinking, okay, if you don't have kids, you're probably going to think more of self-care way more.
Yeah.
But statistically it says only 10% because...
No. 10 times.
Oh, 10 times more.
Yeah, I was like, why isn't that enough?
Okay. That's better. Maybe my hearing's going too. My memory's going.
My eyes, your ears.
Definitely my memory is no good. But okay, so 10 times more. All right, so that makes more sense. Yeah, it definitely makes more sense.
But still.
I thought it was just 10%. I was like, that's kind of low.
No, 10 times more.
Yeah.
But even so, not having kids, I still didn't.
Right. You dug into something else.
Exactly.
Your time went into something else.
Correct.
And it probably that probably happens a lot too. Yeah. Just because you don't have children, you still can have a spouse.
Right.
You still have a family. You have your parents maybe. I mean, you could, direct your attention to other things and take it away from yourself.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that you take care of yourself in whichever way that you need. Like when I said to you about like, it's not just cosmetic, but yes, I mean, going and doing things that you want to do to take care of yourself cosmetically, that is a form of self-care also.
Yeah.
If it makes you happy and it makes you feel good inside and it makes you feel like, I don't know, I think that as women, when we feel good inside about ourselves, we like, not going to say perform better, but we're better at, I don't think that's the word.
I actually think you're kind of right. It's that we're more like in the pocket, like we're more stable, more calm, more capable of doing all the things that we have to do as women.
When you really feel good,
when you
like
feel grounded. Feel
grounded.
Grounded.
Grounded and recharged and just...
That's perfect.
And then you just feel that you're somewhat at your best.
Yeah.
That you can,
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Let me ask you this. What do you think the main obstacles are for engaging in self-care and taking care of yourself, or as women, or even for other women? What do you think the main obstacles were?
Obstacles that get in the way?
Yeah, like that would prohibit you from doing it or stop you.
Like we said, it's when you have kids and a husband and a job and all the above. I mean, sometimes there's not enough time in the day. Yeah. And you just get overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. When you feel overwhelmed, it's horrible. Yeah. Like it's a horrible feeling to be overwhelmed.
It is.
It's, and I always say things aren't easy, but it really isn't easy sometimes to make that self-care moments for yourself.
Right.
But it's important.
Yeah.
You may not be able to, but it's important to try and make that time, whatever it is that you need to make you feel better.
Right.
That's what it may not, like I said, doesn't mean it's the same. We all, need something different. And, What about you? What do you need?
Well, I'll tell you, before we get into that, we're talking about obstacles.
Yeah, what do you find? What obstacles do you think more than
I'll
that?
tell you the two biggest obstacles in all my research, because I love statistics.
It wasn't family?
It was.
Okay.
It was family. It was time.
Yes.
And really, it's because everybody's time spent with their family, doing things for their husbands and children was so consuming. So that's time.
Yeah.
But it's also money.
Oh. Yeah.
For a lot of people. So for example, like I think a lot of women think self-care would be a massage.
Right.
I mean, at any normal spa, that could be $150, $200. That's a lot of money.
Absolutely.
That's at least 1 week's, worth of groceries. So I think that's what happens, is that people think I don't have time, or I don't have money, or I don't have both. And I think that our conversation today is to kind of find workarounds around the time and the money, and then share what ours. And so you asked me, what are my favorite ways, for self-care? And it's so funny, I was able to write them down really quickly.
Oh.
It doesn't mean that I'm able to do them very quickly. I mean, I'm now in a better spot in life to be able to, both in terms of my financial capacity and my time. But I actually had this was my first little note. It was like little tiny scratchy. And I'll just read them to you all at one time. And then I'm going to share with you some of the things I learned about them. But the first thing I wrote was about self-care was, here are the 5 ways that I do self-care for myself. And almost none of them cost anything. One is sleep.
Yeah.
Another is breathing. Another is mindfulness. And the last 2 are being creative and learning something new. So those are my 5 everyday go-tos. And I don't do all 5, but I do one of the 5. So what about you? Before I share more about mine, what about you? What are your self-care go-tos?
Well, like I said, my big thing is, one of my self-cares is getting up in the morning and doing my quiet time. It's important. My exercise is self-care for me. I like to just stop. Like sometimes I just like to stop and just feel the sun on my face.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I'll just sit in my backyard and just let the sun hit my face.
Yeah.
Maybe in the rose garden sometimes.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, I don't know what episode it was, but we had a spirited conversation about me saying I love to go in her garden and look at her roses. She grows the most amazing roses. It's so crazy what a green thumb Nan has. But she said I sounded like an old lady, and so that was the beginning of the
anyway, I had to just bring that up.
I wasn't going to say it either.
But you were thinking it.
Oh, I was looking at her and thinking, like the roses.
Yeah.
And then you busted me.
Anyway, I like to get the sun on my face. I think it's important. And I think even self-care could be as simple as drinking enough water in the day.
Huge.
I mean, just eating healthy foods that nourish your body. That I don't know. It could, like you said, it doesn't have to be something that is expensive. It's very tiny things that we do. The sleep, like you said, is so important. That's self-care. So it doesn't have to be expensive.
Right.
And I think people really think that self-care is more about spending money and getting things done. That's self-care, but there's so many other little things that you can do that really are life-changing. And it may be things that you're already doing and you don't really realize it's self-care.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so good. I'll tell you, actually, part of my statistics.
Okay, go ahead.
In the New York Post article from last week or whatever it was, what would the perfect self-care day for mom look like? This is people talking about their mom, but also the way their moms actually prefer to spend self-care time. 37%, the number one on the chart, was sleeping in. That costs nothing.
Yeah. If you're able.
If you're able.
If you're able.
36% said getting their hair done. 35% said someone else cooking for them and their family. 32% said listening to music, and 31% said getting a massage. But 37% of moms said sleeping.
Yeah, because they're sleep deprived.
They are.
Because, you know, you're taking care of kids. And
yes.
That's really good, though. I mean, that tells you, and that's, you know, something that doesn't cost money, but costs someone else time to help them sleep in. Like, you know, if their spouse or, you know, hey, I'll take care of the kids in the, you know, this morning, you sleep in on a Saturday, you know?
What a gift that would be.
And it would be.
You know, I think, no, you first.
I was going to say like, I have down here like self-compassion also. Oh, gosh. Because, I mean, I know like Nancy, our therapist, one day, she told me I was just being so critical. And she's like, you know, she goes, you're a mean girl.
To yourself.
Yeah, to myself. And I was like, well, first when she said I was a mean girl, I'm like, what? She goes, to yourself. She goes, you don't have enough self-compassion, you know? And that is, I think, a big thing also.
In self-care.
Yeah, in self-care is having self-compassion for your, you know, for yourself, not being so hard on yourself.
Well,
you know?
And not being critical.
Critical, yeah.
The other day I was talking to a friend of mine and she was talking about herself and I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Mm-hmm. Whoa. I said, stop. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to let you speak about, and I said her name to her. I'm not going to let you speak about
yourself, basically?
Basically, but I used her name.
Okay.
So let's just say, hypothetically, her name was not Mary, but I said, I'm talking to Mary, and I said, hey, I'm not going to let you talk about Mary that way. Right. She's an amazing girl, and I won't have it. She's my friend, and I think way more of her than you think of her.
So you're talking to her about herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, but I used her name because it's different. I'm not going to say you because then all of a sudden I'm like, you don't do blah, blah. Instead, I said, whoa, you're talking about Mary.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I love her and I think she's amazing. You know, back off. And she was like, whoa, you're right. I am pounding on myself in this conversation. I said, you know, there's so many reasons why we do it as women. I think we need to be something. You know, based on what we think we're capable of being or what we think others expect of us. But I did stop my friend and I was like, I can't hear about her that way. And she was like, no, we're talking about me. And I was like, right. I can't hear you talk about yourself that way. But that was interesting, good. That was last week. Yeah. And that is self-care. I love that you brought that up because it's so important.
Yeah. Well, we don't think that having compassion for your own self is self-care.
Well, so much of what we do is a pattern of like taking ourselves and dropping us to the lowest priority. And that includes even talking meanly about yourself. You know? Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from.
It's so good. It's so smart. Street smart.
No, because because I was thinking about, you know, what she said because I always use that now. I'm like, you know, I'm a mean girl to myself. Like if I'm hard on myself, you know, that because a lot of times, well, every time I have a session with her, there's always like one thing that completely stands out.
Huge takeaway.
Yeah.
I love it because I always ask you and then I learn from it.
I always have something. I always tell her, I'm like, I'm taking this away on this one. It's
and
so
for everyone who's watching us, we want you to have a takeaway from us. Like we truly desire. Yeah. That's like our greatest hope and our greatest desire is that if just one person, well, we don't even know if one person's watching us. But if one person is, and that person is like, oh, I'm a mean girl to myself, like that would be so amazing. And it would be so life-changing because it changed your life.
It did. I mean,
it's a game changer.
I work on it, you know, because I am probably my worst critic, of course.
Right.
But, you know, I'm always like, not that everything has to be perfect, but I don't know. I guess sometimes I'm just hard on myself on certain things. Yeah. Like you know, you want to be a certain way, look a certain way. And it's like, you know what? After a while, that gets tiring. And you're just like, just do the best that you can do. And then just accept it. And, you know.
Yeah. I mean, acceptance is a part of self-care.
Yeah, it is. That is very true.
You just said it.
I know, but you just repeated it.
You just acted like better. I was smart.
Sounded better when you said it. But acceptance is true.
Acceptance is a form of self-care, you know? and you're actually reading a book about acceptance of others. And
Gosh,
okay, that's another
love
podcast.
that book.
Press pause on that one. We're not going to go there. We want you to come back and watch the podcast.
So good.
On what we're learning.
I used it a lot too. I'm using it.
This past weekend, you use it.
Yeah, but
on
I use
the
it a lot.
The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. We don't have the book because Nan took mine.
I did. I got to get you another one.
I already bought myself one.
Sorry. I stole it from
you didn't
house.
care. You're sorry, not sorry.
I used it on the plane. I'm going to say this real quick. I used it on the plane. There was this guy on this plane.
Yeah.
So we flew Southwest, which I'm not going to. I'm not going.
Don't you want to save this story?
All right,
for
fine.
The podcast?
We'll save it. We'll save it. It's so good.
Oh, I want to hear it, but let's do it for that podcast. Maybe the next time we do it.
All right, that's fine. I'll save it. So good.
Hold that thought.
Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway,
Put
back.
it in a box.
Okay, sidetracked. Let's get back.
Back to self-care being the best ROI. So acceptance is actually free. It's free, and it has a huge return on investment. And really what it takes is just a few seconds to listen to yourself and the way you're speaking about yourself, and then change the way you accept yourself. Instead of saying, I could, my stock phrase was, I could definitely have done better. I should have. And then I also use the word should. I should have done blah, blah. Or,
that's a no-no.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, I should have. So that doesn't,
I think
that's not included.
you're supposed to say, I will.
Yeah, because you're thinking about the future,
Yeah.
not the past.
I will not, yeah.
Yeah, so those are actually really, really good self-care strategies. What else?
Well, I was just reading too, like biblically.
Yeah.
It's important, because in the Bible it talks about, even Jesus, took time from people and his responsibilities to recharge and connect,
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I forget that.
I know, because I'm like, biblically, it doesn't really talk about self-care, but it does, there's, and the Sabbath.
Oh my God.
We're supposed to rest. Hello.
Huge self-care. Well, here's what happens on the Sabbath. We as
which is
a
Sunday.
People, yes,
Okay,
Sunday.
yes,
Sunday. I mean, like that's how we see it.
Yeah.
But, I think it's sundown on a Saturday is the Hebrew Sabbath.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think.
Oh.
We can to our
Carlos, where are you?
Yeah, we miss Carlos. He would know. He's not here.
He could look it up.
Well,
sad he's not here.
Yeah, but
I miss him when he's not here.
I know. I
okay.
texted him and I said, Carlos, we're really going to miss you tomorrow. And then he wrote something back and I kind of didn't understand it. But he's so smart and he's actually wise about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the Sabbath, whether it's Sunday or sundown on Saturday, doesn't really matter. What matters is that God said at the beginning of time, and then God rested on the Sabbath, and then we're called to rest on it. My brother-in-law actually keeps the Sabbath holy. He does not work.
I try that, right? Haven't I been trying that?
No,
it's not working.
No, you said you were trying.
I tried for a couple of weekends.
1 week. Sorry. It's true, and you know it. That's why you're laughing.
I try.
Well, what happens is we think, especially when we're working or in a working sort of cycle, and working means stay-at-home moms, they work the hardest because they've got kids and school and homework and projects and all this. It's the hardest.
It is.
Okay, my sister was a stay-at-home mom, and I'm telling you, I would tell her, I wouldn't trade my job for your job for all the tea in China. I would not do it because she worked so hard. I have like mad respect for her and stay-at-home moms because it's so hard.
Yeah, and there's a lot of moms that have to work
and
take care of the kids. Now that's like I did that for a while myself. I was stay-at-home mom at first, and then I went back to work.
Yeah,
and for a few years, then I was like, okay, it's a lot of work. I mean,
and by the grace of God, you were able to, you know.
Yeah.
But where were we? We're
talking about the Sabbath.
The Sabbath, keeping it holy.
And you were saying your brother-in-law. That's awesome that he does that.
Yeah, he's very faithful.
It's so important to rest on Sundays.
Yeah, it really is.
I gave it a shot for a little bit, and then I just started getting busy.
What? Why didn't you continue to do it?
It's just because I'm out of town. So if you're out of town, it's really hard.
You were so convicted.
I was, and I'm going to. I think about it like on Sundays when I'm somewhere and I'm like, I should just be resting on the couch doing nothing.
Yeah, when you're somewhere
and that's
else,
not doing, not even do. Listen, basically, it's nothing. Like no laundry, doing nothing, just resting.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's someone out there who just spit out her water as she was drinking it when you said that, because she was like, when do you think the laundry's going to get done?
I know, but I'm just saying, biblically, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's practical.
Correct.
I did not say that because I can only do it for a couple of weekends. And then I was like back, a
couple of weekends.
I couldn't do it.
It just went from one to a couple
of weekends I did it. But no, you get everything done on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the hard part about it. I mean, remember, it's about time and money for most of us.
Right.
It's about time and money.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just wanted to throw the biblical part
that was really good. I'm glad that you did, because especially if you're a believer, and watching, God is very clear about how he wants us to care for ourselves. So let me share some of mine.
Yes,
some of what I learned about my self-care strategies. And then before we close today, I want you to recap what yours are. And I want to recap what mine are. So someone would have a chance. Like, I'm a note taker, everybody.
I'm not.
And as a matter of fact,
I'm going to tell you, well, what did I say? I can't remember. No,
I am a note taker. So at the end, we're going to recap what our strategies are. And I think even like George, our amazing producer, has the show on a transcript. So you could actually go back and find the parts that we're talking about. Yeah. So the very first, my most important is for self-care. My most important is sleep. 100% the most important.
Yeah, because you're grumpy if you don't sleep, are you?
I am. Am I? You already know that?
I don't even know.
You do know that. Now you're trying to be nice.
I do have to say this real quick, though. She doesn't sleep long, but one time we went away and we were in this hotel, and I made sure there was no cracks in the shades.
Light. And I need pitch black.
And we woke up and I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, Pri, it's 11 o'clock. And she sat up like from,
dead sleep,
sat up, and she's like, what time is it? I said, 11. You slept to 11 o'clock. That's how much she needed to sleep. She goes, I never sleep till 11. It was hilarious.
The crazy part was, I think, like, we went out to dinner, we came back, watched a movie, and went to bed at like 10.
It was early. It wasn't that late.
Back then, I was still working then.
Yeah, you were.
And I was getting, listen to this, I used to get a maximum of 6 hours of sleep a night, which sounds like a lot for some people who may be watching.
It's not.
But it's actually not. And I looked it up.
You're supposed to get more.
The National Institute for Health, which, they've been wrong about a lot of different things in the past. They're getting better and better in the MAHA movement. But it said that an average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
9.
That night,
yeah, wow.
I got 10 to 11. That's 13 hours of sleep, which is like, I've never done that in my life. And I was extremely rested, but I felt very panicked.
You did. You were like, you sat up like
straight up.
I can't even explain
like I almost shot out of the bed because I was like, I have somewhere to be. I was freaked out.
Yeah. That was fun. Okay. I just had to say this.
That was a funny story though.
It was. I mean, it was like hilarious. I couldn't believe you were sleeping that long.
Yeah.
And 11 o'clock.
And we missed brunch. We were all
poor us.
You were grumpy about missing brunch.
I gotta have my breakfast. I'm such a breakfast.
You're like, I don't understand.
I am a breakfast person.
You know what you said?
What?
Right after that, she looked at me and she goes, how did we miss brunch? It's 11 a.m. Brunch is supposed to be breakfast and lunch. Back to the logic. As Mikey said, as your nephew Michael said, it's like a Seinfeld moment right after that. Like, that was funny. But back to sleep.
Go.
So let me tell you why. Do you know why sleep is so critical?
Well, your body has to rejuvenate, right? I mean, your cells and everything. Yes.
That's exactly right. What your body does, it goes into a rest mode. And the biggest issues that not getting enough sleep create are problems with your heart, problems with your hormones, problems with your metabolism and your fat burning capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And then your circadian rhythm, which I really didn't know a lot about.
Yeah, what is that?
The circadian rhythm is that God wired our bodies to sleep at a certain time and be awake at a certain time. So it's like a rhythm, and your body is designed to do certain things, manufacture certain hormones, bring your heart into a lower resting spot. So you give that muscle time to rest. That's all of what the circadian rhythm does. So think about this. Your body's designed to rest 7 to 9 hours a night. You get 6, you're cutting it short. You know, you're not releasing the fat. Your liver is not processing fat and discarding it as waste. You're not getting, your heart is working too hard the rest of the time. There's all these different things, and they lead to some like really serious illnesses.
Oh, I believe that. And your brain doesn't function correctly.
Correct.
Does it?
And that fog has to do with hormone secretions, like everything.
That makes sense. But think about doctors who are going through med school and they don't sleep. They're up like for 3 days.
You know what? That tells you how freaking brilliant they are, because they can still do medical school with no sleep.
I don't know if it's 3 days. Could be 2.
That was amazing. I guess that's not statistically proven. It's just one of your stories.
It's from watching a lot of like Chicago
TV shows.
MD, whatever it is. Chicago Hope. Grey's Anatomy.
That's my favorite. When I'll ask you, where did you learn that? And you'll be like, some TV show.
I love those shows.
I know you do.
I will search.
But the shows you love most are the crime shows.
Oh, gosh.
Guess what, everybody? Listen to this. We
favorite.
are going to be doing a podcast once in a while on a recent crime that was proven one way or the other, so we don't get like nailed for talking trash about somebody.
It's already got to be solved.
It's got to be solved. We decided everything else is off limits. We can't just like think that somebody was guilty.
Yeah, we could maybe talk about
stay
some
tuned.
social events.
Yeah, stay tuned for that podcast. And if, just as a quick aside, if you're following us, our website is it's Gratitude and Attitude. So the word gratitude and attitude.life. And there's in the menu on our website, it said podcasts, and you can find our podcasts on Spotify, Apple, Instagram,
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. And even Facebook, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have Facebook.
Well, neither do I. So anyway, just so you know, stay tuned because we will have some podcasts, and you want to see us like live wires when we talk about crime. That's legit.
I love it. I remember I used to love IDTV.
Yeah, she used to watch it all the time. And I used to ridicule it.
I'd get mad.
I used to ridicule IDTV, and then I became addicted to IDTV too.
Whenever we go away, I'm like, hey, let's see what's on TV. Maybe there's a live courtroom. What's that?
That's actually
TV?
let's bring this back. That's some good self-care, watching some true crime TV. Said nobody
Nothing
ever.
to do with self-care. Okay.
Yeah, back to self-care. We got to stay on track. I don't know why we're kind of wandering around a little bit today.
I don't know. It's okay, though. It's a little bit of bantering. It's bantering.
It's all good. Yeah, George loves bantering. It's a good thing. We do a lot of bantering. Okay, so sleep.
Yes.
Super huge. Very, very, very important. Let's see. Breathing. So have you ever learned any like breathing exercises?
I did.
Okay, do you remember what they were called?
Well, no, I don't remember what it was called, but I remember the process of doing it.
Yeah.
It was,
okay, I'm going to give you guys.
I don't know what it's called.
I'm going to give you guys one breathing exercise. It's called 4-7-8. Okay, 4-7-8. And what it is, so what breathing does, just so you know, is there's something called the parasympathetic system, where your body, it's actually called rest and digest. What it does is it allows your body to come to a different spot. Instead of your body and yourself and your heart and everything in you being all spun up, deep breathing exercises actually click the parasympathetic system into gear. And the deep breathing does, getting that oxygen flowing through your body, actually helps your body rest at that moment. It's why when I feel panicky or I feel weirded out or really upset or feeling anxiety, I actually immediately go to deep breathing.
Yeah, because it can take you, it actually can trigger it. It can turn it off.
Right.
That fight or flight feeling you're feeling. I read that. You're right. It can literally, we have the power to switch that.
Exactly. With something totally free that takes no time. So 4-7-8 is, that method of breathing is you breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Okay. So you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you hold that breath for 7 count. So you count in your mind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you release the breath through your mouth. So you're breathing in through your nose for 4, holding the breath for 7, and then you release for 8. Why 8? Because you're supposed to extract every ounce of breath out of your body. That's part of what your body needs to feel for that parasympathetic system to click in.
You're so smart.
4-7-8. Actually, that's not me. That's Nancy, my amazing therapist, who taught me that. I'm not smart.
I'll tell you what she taught me when you're done.
Yeah. Well, that's it for deep breathing. So deep breathing, sleep, and deep breathing are 2 huge ones. Okay, you're up.
My breathing with her.
What is it?
Well, she used to tell me you take a deep breath in through your nose, right? Yeah. But then as you release it, you make like the sound of like a whooshing, like a...
Do it.
Like a,
do
okay,
it.
okay,
do
ready?
It. Ready?
You got to close your eyes.
Okay,
though.
hold on a minute.
Ready? We're going to do it together.
Okay, everybody watching, close your eyes.
So you close your eyes.
Ready?
I got to try and do this.
Okay, when do we close our eyes?
Right now. Close.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so you close, you take a deep breath in.
Close your eyes. Okay.
Deep breath in, and then when you breathe out, you go...
Oh my God, that sounds like the ocean. Keep breathing. Amazing.
But no, and then you do it again.
Okay. Do it again.
And then you just out through your mouth, and it has to sound like the ocean. She says, listen to your breathing. And it's, I can't keep a straight face.
Do it
okay.
again.
It's breathing in.
Okay.
And then...
You keep stopping and then starting.
I think it's a mic goes. It clicks.
I don't think it does.
But anyway, so listen. So she's telling me what you do is you listen to your, that. And it's actually the way she does it, because I've done it over the phone. It's more like...
That's good.
Like it's really like...
Sounds like the ocean.
And then you get all the breath out of your lungs, like you said.
Yeah.
But you listen, close your eyes, and really on a serious side, you breathe it in breathe in like that. Then you breathe it out completely until you feel deflated on the inside.
Yes.
And then, but you listen. It's real important to listen to your release.
Right.
And it calms you.
Yes.
And I've used it. And I used to do it at night when I could not fall asleep.
Oh, wow.
So I would do that at night to calm, because
right.
when I couldn't fall asleep, then as I'm trying to go to sleep, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep.
Right.
I caused more anxiety for myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I would do that. And I'd tell my husband, I hope I'm not going to keep you awake with all my breathing.
Did it lull him to sleep? That guy
he could sleep through a hurricane coming through the house and knocking the windows out.
He can sleep
standing
anywhere. Man, he works so hard.
But it worked for me.
Yeah.
I know it's not, on the serious side.
No, I love it. We talked about sleep. We talked about breathing. Yeah. I want to talk about one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
And then unless you want to talk about anything
else. No, I think I'm good.
So the last thing I want to talk about is mindfulness.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was talking with the amazing woman who does my nails. Mm-hmm. And I said, do you know the difference between mindfulness and meditation? Because a lot of people think meditation. So let me just share with everybody who's listening, and you already know this about me, Amy. I cannot meditate. I will fall asleep.
Really? I did not know that.
I cannot meditate to save my life, but I can be mindful. And when I asked her, she was like, oh, isn't mindfulness meditation? It's actually, meditation is a form of mindfulness.
Okay.
Mindfulness is not meditation. So meditation is like it's artificial. It's actually, you're telling yourself, I'm going to clear my mind of thought. I'm going to do these particular exercises, mental exercises. Mindfulness is literally 100% being present in that moment. So I remember my dad had just passed away, and he had this little cabin in North Carolina. And I was sitting on the deck with my legs dangling over the deck, and he had like a little pond right in front of his thing. And I remember feeling like crushed with grief. It was so hard. And I remember thinking, what do I need more than anything right now? I need to be mindful. And I sat there on that deck with the sound of this little stream that ran by this house. And I remember I heard the sound of the stream. I felt the breeze on my face. I felt like the sun on my head. I felt the deck under my legs where I was sitting. I felt it cutting into the back of my knees. All of my senses engaged. And here was the gift from the Lord. At that very minute, a tiny little butterfly, the smallest light blue butterfly I've ever seen, landed on my knee. And I felt it on my knee. It was such a beautiful memory. I can recount it like it was 5 minutes ago. And that mindfulness, it just soothed my broken heart because I was missing my dad so much. And that is the power of mindfulness. So mindfulness is not meditation. It's feeling where you are at that moment. And you don't even have to be still. You can be walking. You can be, in the middle of your house. And if you can just feel the carpet under your feet and listen to the sound of the AC, that's mindfulness. And it does change your mindset. And it changes the way that you're experiencing life because you're giving yourself a chance to kind of like press pause, like time out. When we were little, we used to do timeouts all the time. You're able to rest for a second.
Give yourself some timeouts. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, self-care like timeouts. That's actually even a better topic sentence. That's right? But ROI I like better.
No, but timeouts. Give yourself timeouts.
Right. So those are my 3. Sleep. Yeah. So to recap my strategies for self-care: sleep, breathing, and mindfulness. And what were yours?
Well, I think sleep is big for me also.
Yeah.
Sleep, exercise, timeouts.
Yeah.
I love that.
Timeouts and quiet time.
Quiet time and timeouts. I think like timeouts would probably be one of the most important things, honestly, because it's more like attainable for people to just take a timeout for a moment.
Yes.
It could be a minute, it could be 2 minutes, but I think like I was saying, like I like to feel the sun on my face.
Yeah. That's a timeout.
So that's a timeout.
Yeah, I love it.
So, and just for me, it's, eating well.
Yes.
Just really taking care of myself,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those are
good. Those are really good. So for the people who are listening to us, what my encouragement is as we're closing for the day is to try one.
Right.
Just today, at some point in time after you've listened to this podcast or watched us, try and do one thing for yourself that's kind, that's self-care. Invest whatever that short period of time is, or the tiny amount of money that you would have to expend, and give yourself that gift. That would be my encouragement. What's yours?
I think that's the same. Just remember to not be a bully. I mean, not be, what did I say Nancy said to me?
Mean girl.
Yeah. To yourself. Like, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah. Even if that's the one thing that you do, it's really,
because I think it's very, powerful. Very common in us women.
Was common in women, and then being kind to yourself is very powerful.
Being kind to yourself, no matter what it is. It could, whatever it is that you feel that, that you need, that
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's so good.
I just think, just being kinder to yourself. Don't be a mean girl to yourself.
Yeah, that's so good. So try one of them. We really hope that this conversation, we really didn't even get into the inner peace portion of it, but that's okay. We can podcast on that another time. Anything else? Do you want to close us out?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the most important thing?
Is to take things lightly while doing life deeply.
Yes.
It's
We love you guys, and we would love it if you would like or follow us on any of the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram. Yeah,
if you enjoyed us today.
Yeah, if you enjoyed us, that'd be so good. And or just go to our website, gratitudeandattitude.life.
Yeah.
We want you to have a life full of gratitude and
maybe some attitude.
Yeah. And that's it for us.
All right,
we'll
everyone.
see you
Take
next
care.
time.
See you next time.
Bye.